What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a super exciting Liverpool transfer news video because Liverpool are preparing to launch the mega club record and British transfer record bid for Alexander Isak, and we will have various news outlets and various journalists reporting on this, and also we will break down in this video why Liverpool can afford to spend another £200 million in the transfer market without breaking the profit and sustainability rules, which is very exciting because the long and hard work of FSG is now bearing fruit. Liverpool are in such a strong financial position. We already spent more than 200 million on 4 new players and we are not done yet. Liverpool are going absolutely crazy in the transfer window, and if you are excited about this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and don't forget to turn on the bell notifications so you never miss my videos with the latest, newest updates on Liverpool's transfer business. The Times newspaper is reporting that Liverpool have the funds to test Newcastle's resolve, even though Liverpool spent big already in the summer transfer window, and Newcastle are actually worried and concerned that a huge offer could be made early next month for Alexander Isak, which will turn Isak's head. And on Sky Sports News, this journalist M. Hardy said a lot will depend on Isak and his agent's mood come early July. He has given no indication he wants to leave yet, but he does want to play for a competitive Champions League club. Isak is turning 26 years old very soon. He doesn't want to just play in the Champions League and play in the Premier League. He wants to compete to win the Champions League and to win the Premier League. And Newcastle hope that qualifying for the Champions League gives them a good start. Because of the limitations of PSR, the top earner, the top salary at Newcastle would be just £150,000 per week, or maybe lower, and that's still half or maybe even less of what Man City or Liverpool could pay. And of course a lot will depend on Alexander Isak and his agent, but Newcastle of course want him to stay. It depends if he's interested in some of these great clubs looking at him. Why wouldn't he be interested? Because Isak knows that the footballer's career is very short. He maybe has another 7 or 8 years at the top of his career. The time is ticking on Isak winning some major trophies. And Alexander Isak has told Newcastle to hold the contract talks so it can be resolved, because Alexander Isak wants to see what Newcastle can offer, and of course Liverpool can more than double his wages of what Newcastle will offer Isak at Liverpool. And this new journalist is reporting that Isak is waiting for Liverpool to make the opening bid, and Diogo Jota could be involved in the deal. Liverpool value him at around £40 million, so we could involve Diogo Jota in the deal. And Newcastle are willing to break club wage record to keep Alexander Isak, but we have seen this with so many other players. Even with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool were willing to break their wage record. Liverpool were willing to offer to Alexander-Arnold the highest wages that an English player is earning in the Premier League. Even that wasn't enough. Once the player's head is turned and once he's set on a move to a bigger club, you can't do much. And money is not a problem, because Liverpool can offer Alexander Isak much higher wages than what Newcastle can offer. So Newcastle want to give Isak higher wages than anybody else at the club, but that will be just above £150,000 per week, and Liverpool can easily give him £250,000-300,000 per week. And Newcastle are worried, Newcastle are concerned that an offer could be made early July for Isak from Liverpool that will turn the player's head. And as soon as Liverpool sell Darwin Núñez, they will be looking to sign a striker, and of course any contract offer will not match the contract that Liverpool can offer Alexander Isak. Newcastle hope that just by qualifying for the Champions League will be enough to convince Isak to stay. But Newcastle have only qualified twice for the Champions League in the last 20 years. They are not a club who regularly always will qualify for the Champions League, or who even can compete to win the Champions League. And Isak can see, he's not blind, that Liverpool are building a squad capable of winning the Champions League. And Isak's goal tally was second only to Liverpool's Mo Salah, Salah scored 29 goals, Isak scored 26. And last summer, new contract talks were put on hold by his agent. Newcastle already bid 45 million for Anthony Elanga, which was rejected by Nottingham Forest. And Louis Steele said that if Isak could move to Liverpool, he would. Of course, that's easier said than done, but it is possible. That's what he's saying, basically. And here is the financial analysis that's coming up in this video of why Liverpool could spend another 200 million pounds in the transfer market and still be compliant with the profit and sustainability rules, PSR in short. The game isn't about, what Liverpool can spend. The thesis remains that spending money wisely is the most important thing from Liverpool, because Liverpool have a revolving credit facility which was renegotiated last year of up to 350 million pounds, but the bulk of cash going out will be paid for by the cash coming in. The bottom line is Liverpool are in a position of tremendous financial strength, and Liverpool can still spend big on a striker, a centre-back. And the reason for this aggressive spending is very simple. Liverpool can do more because they earn more, and they have managed their finances better than most clubs in recent years in terms of giving themselves the financial muscle, the financial buffer to be in fact impactful with their business. Like this season, only Federico Chiesa was the only expense, 10 million pounds, and he signed for 4 years, meaning that in amortization costs, it's only 2.5 million per year. Liverpool's amortization stood at 114 million pounds, even with the added Chiesa impact and the sales of players who held book value. And the actual cost will likely have fallen for the last financial year. And also, Liverpool were back in the Champions League, banking more than 85 million pounds for the Champions League run. The fact that they won the Premier League, meaning that both facilities, fees and equal share payments from both domestic and international markets would have earned Liverpool more than 185 million pounds as well. Yes, the wage bill will be going up due to new deals, bonus payments, but Liverpool have managed their affairs. They haven't been active participants in all of the transfer windows, and that has allowed them to get into a financial position which is better than most of Liverpool's rivals. Only Man City and Arsenal could have made this worst deal work this summer. None of the other clubs would have been able to afford it. And also remember, Premier League clubs can lose up to 105 million pounds in total over a rolling 3-year period. The period from 21 to 24 saw Liverpool post a profit of 7 million, a loss of 9 million and a loss of 57 million for the last 3 years. And in terms of allowable deductions over that period, according to figures presented by football finance expert Swiss Rambo, that means that Liverpool had a positive PSR position of 48 million, which when added to the allowed 105 million losses means that Liverpool had a headroom of 153 million pounds. So they had absolutely no worries financially. And also this period, the last season that just finished, we'll see Liverpool swing back to profit with revenues of more than 700 million pounds. So the club's profit could reach 50 million according to some estimates. And factoring such profit into this 3-year cycle would see that net positive PSR position grow even further. So from 48 million we could go up to 100 million. And if you add the 105 million loss that Liverpool could make, that means Liverpool can still spend another 200 million pounds without breaching PSR rules. So Liverpool are making the moves to solidify their position. Coming off the Premier League title, we are looking to ensure that they follow up success and don't miss out on Champions League football for many years to come. Because the year where Liverpool posted 57 million losses was because we were competing in the Europa League. That's how massive Champions League revenue is. Liverpool's amortization costs are 90 million pounds lower than Chelsea's. Liverpool can spend another £200 million in the market and still be compliant with the PSR rules. And also, Liverpool sold Kevin Kelleher, youth academy player, for 18 million. That's pure profit on the accounts. If we sell Kwanzaa for 30 to 35 million, that's another 30 million pure profit on the account. So that's 48 million pounds pure profit, which wipes out the cost of 1 year's amortization for the new additions. And if you factor in Darwin Núñez and some other potential exits, then Liverpool could end up with a lot of money, a lot of profit. And Liverpool have the ability to meet the actual payment terms, the actual payments of these deals. They have a revolving credit facility of 300 to 350 million. So the bottom line is Liverpool are in a tremendous financial strength. They will be after this window closes. Comparing their spending limit to the likes of Chelsea or Man United is utterly pointless because Liverpool operate on a different level in terms of what is comfortably affordable for Liverpool. And it is a long-term plan from FSG that is now bearing fruit. Liverpool can now spend big without feeling the pinch that they once may have done. And that's absolutely tremendous, absolutely brilliant. And I'm so happy that Liverpool are in such a great financial position. Also, it's a very good point that Richard Hughes had known Eddie Howe since they were both teenagers. They started their playing careers at Bournemouth, and the pair also joined Portsmouth, winning months of one another. So they shared a dressing room for many years during their playing days. And this is where they first encountered Michael Edwards as well, the current CEO of football at FSG. So if the Isak deal was impossible, Richard Hughes would already know, and you wouldn't get these articles coming out that Liverpool are preparing a massive bid for Alexander Isak, because Newcastle know that if Isak's head is turned, then they are vulnerable to a player sale. Also, Lewis Steele is reporting that Gueye represents a great opportunity for Liverpool. There is talk that Liverpool would try to lowball Crystal Palace for 30 million. Crystal Palace would demand 50 million, but because Gueye has 1 year left on his contract, so maybe reading between the lines, a 40 million offer could be the sort of figure that could see a handshake between Liverpool and Crystal Palace shaking hands on this transfer. Lewis Steele also said that Ekitike is certainly a player they like, but nothing is advanced. The likes of Šeško and Gyökeres are on the move, but I don't think either fit the bill, the criteria of Liverpool right now. And yeah, Ekitike is plan B. If the Isak transfer is impossible to do, then Liverpool will go for Ekitike for a lot less, of course. And also, Alfredo Padula, the journalist, is reporting that talks between Napoli and Liverpool have been ongoing and continue to progress for Darwin Núñez. The two clubs need to reach an agreement on the transfer fee. Napoli are starting from 40 to 42 million euros, and Liverpool are demanding at least 8 million euros more, including bonuses. So yeah, recently Darwin Núñez got his birthday, and there was a Napoli-themed birthday party for Darwin Núñez with blue and silver, balloons and birthday cake and everything. And Darwin Núñez also shaved his head, or his wife shaved his head for his birthday, and it looks like he's off to Napoli. And it's a good point that Isak is turning 26 years old in September, so in my opinion it's now or never for a move to Liverpool. Not saying it will happen, but Newcastle might ultimately feel the money is too good to turn down, and they can use it to strengthen the squad, which is weak in some key areas to compete in the Champions League. And of course, if you are Liverpool, you go for the best possible option first and foremost. So Liverpool can afford Alexander Isak. And look at the player sales. If we can sell Núñez for 40 million, Elliott for 40 million, Kwanzaa for 30, Kelleher for 12, Trent Alexander-Arnold 8 million, that's 130 million pounds already. And you would imagine that Chiesa, Tyler Morton, Bendo, Kumas, and maybe even the sale of Tsimikas or Robertson, it could get Liverpool to close to 200 million pounds in player sales. And so far that's what Liverpool spent on transfers. So Liverpool can easily spend another 200, 300 million pounds on reinforcements, and Liverpool definitely need to sign a centre-back to replace Kwanzaa. We need to sign a striker to replace Nunez. Liverpool would have more than enough to finance both transfers. Additional sales may still happen, with Jota, Diaz, Gakpo all linked with potential exits. But so far, everything is going extremely well for Liverpool in the transfer market. But Liverpool have to be careful not to change too many players, not to sell too many players and bring in too many players, because that would disrupt the harmony and the balance of the squad. And Liverpool need to hit the ground running with Man City and Arsenal, Liverpool's title rivals. They will spend big money. Man City already signed a lot of players, and Arsenal are in the process of signing quite a lot of players as well. So Liverpool need to be very, very smart and very strong in the transfer market. But I think, signing Alexander Isak would be just the crowning jewel on this transfer market, the cherry on top, or on the cake that Liverpool already made the perfect cake for the transfer window. I think I would rate it a 9 out of 10 transfer window so far. But if we sign Isak, it would be a 10 out of 10 transfer window. And I'm so happy that Liverpool are making these really ambitious moves, because this is exactly what Liverpool fans have been waiting for, have been asking for. Liverpool to show their ambition in the transfer market. We need to show the current Liverpool players and the future Liverpool players that Liverpool want to win, and we will try absolutely everything within our financial power to make these transfers happen. And already Liverpool signing Mamadashvili, Frimpong, Kerkez, Florian Wirtz. We are strengthening in key areas. And if we could strengthen the striker department and the centre-back department, then that would be even better. Mark Gay and Alexander Isak would be an absolutely dream transfer window, and I don't even think we would need to sell or buy anybody else if we don't sell any of our key players like Jota, Diaz, Gakpo, and maybe we can bring in Malik Fofana after Lyon got relegated, it was announced, from French football. It doesn't make any sense to me. Lyon are the second biggest club behind Paris Saint-Germain, or maybe the third biggest club behind Marseille and PSG. So I don't understand what is the logic behind relegating them. Surely you can make it work financially by negotiating with them. And Malik Fofana is a huge talent playing for Lyon, so Liverpool would definitely be interested in buying him. He would be a great replacement for Federico Chiesa. But I hope that Lyon doesn't get relegated, because it's a sad to see Bordeaux getting relegated to non-league football last summer, and this summer Lyon getting relegated. What is going on with French football? It's an absolute mess. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.